Drive by Daniel Ricciardo, amazing today. Driver of the day, well deserved.
Absolutely. I mean, his recovery, he didn't have a great start, so he came around the first lap, I think 16th or 17th, and then just started making his way through, and some phenomenal overtaking, mate.
This is not exactly your good circuit, but that was a brilliant performance. You've supplied him with a very good car here.
We had a good race car today, and I think that our strategy of running the harder tyre first and then the super soft, that really worked well for us. We managed to bring the car alive on both of those tyres, and to finish 3 or 4 seconds behind Sebastian, having been pretty much 20 seconds behind him on the first lap, that was been really strong pace today.
Chris, you must be a bit gutted because you've basically written this race off as one of your worst opportunities, and then it goes and rains in qualifying.
Yeah, but strategically we had to take the penalty here. It's put us on the front foot for Singapore, and the race is coming up. The Mercedes were a class of their own, here this weekend. So, hopefully in Singapore, having put fresh engines in the car and incurred the penalty here, that should be a better track for us.
Max's take on the puncture?
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be two different opinions on it. The stewards looked at it. They took no further action. For me, I think it was a racing accident. Two guys racing hard. Giving no quarter.
Perhaps that's not as clean as an opportunity as it might have been, do you think?
He's on the outside there. Obviously he was unlucky that he got the puncture as a result of that, and that really killed his race, because his pace thereafter was, again, was just as strong as Daniel's.
And this is racing, though, because sometimes it doesn't quite go for you. You have these issues like the puncture that Max had, but you can see actually from the way Ricciardo took a couple of risks, got away with it, and got a good result from it.
That's the way things are going at the moment. Max started race 13 in P13 in RB13. And that was the outcome.
That's not a good
hey, but he finished.
Exactly. He kept his head down, he kept fighting, and got a point out of it.
And we saw on the podium Sebastian saying he's looking forward to Singapore, but after today's performance, you'd think actually they might have to worry about you a bit.
I would hope so. They've got a very good chassis, and I think they will be, really strong in Singapore. It was vital for Mercedes to convert their performance here, because I think the next couple of tracks are Ferrari territory, and I just hope we can give them a hard time.
Ferrari territory, but realistically, do you think you can challenge them in Singapore? Do you think the win is a possibility for your car? Because it has looked good there in the past.
Well, we just won't give up. We keep fighting, we keep pushing, we keep developing this car, because whatever we learn out of this car applies to next year anyway. And I still think there's some tracks coming up that could be really good for us. You never know, it might rain in Singapore.
yeah, too right. It might indeed. I'd like to get your take. I know you want to talk obviously about your own team, but as far as the championship is concerned today, a big blow for Mercedes. If you're the team boss of one right now, would you prefer to be in Toto's shoes?
I think he's going to swing backwards and forwards, and I think, unfortunately, probably penalties incurred between now and the end of the year with the power units are going to be what could be a critical play. But it looks, really tight. Some tracks suit Mercedes. They've got that massive engine. Ferrari got a very good car, and I think they'll be toing and froing between now and the end of the season.
I think what's coming up as well, of course, you guys, Singapore, you would think is good for you. Malaysia and Japan as well. We've seen some very good performances from you. You might get in the mix of this championship as well, which is even going to make it more incredible to watch as well.
Well, every race for us is like an FA Cup final, so we're in no man's land in the championship, so we're just going to go for it and try and optimise every single event, and that's very much the approach we're taking.
Sorry, David, we've talked about it a few times this weekend. It looks like, from what Zach was saying, that they are going to get a deal done with Renault. McLaren are going to get a deal done with Renault middle of this week. If that is the case, where does that leave Toro Rosso, your junior team, and how would that affect you guys?
Well, it really depends on what the final outcome with McLaren and Honda are. They've got their business to sort out, and then it's like a set of dominoes. Until that's done, nothing else can happen in that sequence.
And what about Max Verstappen? What are you going to do about his luck? He's had almost appalling luck, really. Remember when Daniel Ricciardo used to have all the bad luck? Is there something you can do about that?
Well, I don't know, unless we take all the ladders away and make sure no black cats run in front of him or anything like that. But I'm not quite sure what we can do to change that. You just, sometimes in sport, any sport, that is the rub of the green, and I think he just needs to keep doing what he's doing, and it will turn for him at some point. I've got absolutely no doubt.
Thanks, Christian. Well, both your drivers in the points, and a fantastic effort by Daniel Ricciardo.